welcome to this week's Dolly Digest here on YouTube, your one-stop shop for all Lancaster City and NPL news. After the excitement of last week on location at Giant Axe with our special guest, I'm back in the recording studio this week. Has been a big week for me, as you can imagine, with my complexion. I've been dodging from shade to shade, going through several bottles of Factor 50, but I did play 90 minutes for our over 35s charity team, the Old Knackers, back on Sunday, and did training on Tuesday. On Monday night, I was at the Lancashire Sunday League AGM, where I represent Moore Park United as club secretary. Not only was I voted onto the management committee, but I got to pick up a little bit of silverware. Our striker Sam Harwood, top goal scorer in Division 3 for the third year in a row he's won a trophy. So we didn't get the Lancaster City Ladies trophies last week while we were at the ground, but I managed to bring my own piece of silverware here for you. Don't overshare, they said. Again, it's been a busy week for the Dolly Blues, and we begin with news on our player sponsors. So several player sponsors from last season have re-enlisted for the coming season, which is great to see. Knight Property continue to sponsor Charlie Bailey. The Howdy Town Get On podcast, featuring Ryan McMenamin and David Hall, will sponsor striker Dom Lawson once again. Our club chaplain, Anthony Keefe, sponsors the penalty specialist, Sam Bailey. 17 Consulting are once again backing Carl Brownhill. Kai Young and the entire Young family sponsor Niall Carpethwaite. Brad Carroll is sponsored by Charlton Decorating Services. Nick Evangelinos by Steve Wright. And Jake Connelly is sponsored by the wonderful pair of Eric and Ollie Williams. More will be announced over social media. Then we'll get a list of available players out for anybody that would like to receive the benefits of being a player sponsor. It's £200 for the season. You will receive the benefits of an individual social media announcement, mentions on social media during games whenever your player is concerned, in the programme, of course, on Dolly Blue Sound, on match commentary, and you'll get a photo opportunity during the season with your player. Happy birthday goes out to Matty Clarke, our new signing from Workington. Do check out his YouTube video from last week, his interview from his signing day. Is always a funny moment when you put a camera in front of a footballer. They're so confident on the pitch and playing in front of hundreds of fans on a weekly basis. But ask them a few questions with the camera turned on and they get a bit shy. But Matty, I think, did fantastic. As did many players last season, David Norris, Brad Carroll. We hope this season that we'll speak to a few more. Volunteer Day takes place on Saturday, 24th of June from 9 a.m. Tasks include painting, cleaning, weeding and fence repair at the Giant Axe, just getting us ready for the season to come. Speaking of volunteers, a big welcome goes out to both Luke Oakes and Josh Brandwood as they join our media team as match reporter and photographer respectively. We all know the quality that we had in James Wilson and Phil Dawson, so it's great to have these new lads alongside us for the 23-24 campaign. Bit of sad news, Scott King has departed Lancaster City Ladies after that double season. We've talked about it at length, including last week, there at Giant Axe here on Dolly Digest. I think he's done tremendously well carrying the expectations as manager and seeing it through to claim 2 pieces of silverware, getting the side ready for promotion and for next season. Dolly Ladies are on the lookout for a new manager and indeed new players. Training resumes with open trials on Wednesday the 28th of June at the Mini Axe, which is the playing fields just outside Giant Axe. If you'd like to join a brimming squad full of talent, the likes of Amy Roston-Fraser, Lucy Askew and 4 Feet of Fury, Jodie Campbell, get yourself down. Kaylee Young will be organising things until a new manager is appointed. In other NPL news, several things have caught my eye this week. Marine have made a couple of really good signings in former National League midfielder Liam Nolan and Finlay Sinclair Smith, who was at Banbridge last season and has now been named the manager's Young Player of the Year. The Northern Premier League Premier Division Team of the Season has been announced. It contains Miles Boney in goal. He's from South Shields. Blair Adams and Gary Liddell in defence. They're also from champions South Shields. Radcliffe's Ollie Thornley and Hyde's Harry Ditchfield round out the defence. In midfield, there's Nicky Adams from Radcliffe alongside both Sean Williams and Bohan Dixon representing promoted Warrington Town. I think Bohan Dixon was a really good player for the Yellows last season. Up front, Regan Linney misses out. We, of course, will play him in a pre-season friendly against Altrincham to come. But there's space for Clayton Donaldson, who was at Gainsborough Trinity, Finlay Sinclair Smith and Hyde United Jack Redshaw. On the old Judy Dench, there's Warrington Town's Anthony Thompson, Jordan Hunter from South Shields, Callum Spooner from Hyde, Liam Waldock representing Gainsborough Trinity, and Darius Asai from South Shields. There are no, of course, Lancaster City players, as you will have picked up on. It has been difficult when there were so many injuries over the season. Very few players making it over that 3,000 minute mark. If I was going to choose somebody to champion for Lancaster City, it has to be now Calverthwaite, who is the best defensive midfielder in the division, in my opinion, the opinion of many of the staff at Lancaster City as well. Thank you for joining me this week on Dolly Digest. I'll see you next time.